Milton, Keynes 2, Bromley 1. Wow, let's get into it. Wow, what a win! See what happens when we start Nathaniel Mendes-Lang. I've been calling for him to get started, and look what he does in just 31 seconds. What a result. Honestly, I think, when you take into account the current situation that we're in, and given the fact that we've only got just 3 games left to go, and given that we actually had 4 games without a win coming into today's game, I actually think this could be our biggest win of the season. I really do. And I said before the game that I thought today would determine how we would go on for the rest of the season. Would we dig out that extra little bit of effort and really go for it, or would we end up falling into the playoffs? And I think if we're going to go on today's performance, I think we can absolutely safely say that it looks like this team are going to dig it out and go for automatic promotion. I'm so pleased with the team. Following that win, we have actually now achieved one more point than we'd achieved in the 2023-2024 season under Mike Williamson and Graham Alexander. Obviously that season we finished 4th and then lost out in the playoffs, and we've actually also achieved now the same number of points that we achieved in the 2018-2019 season when we got promoted under Paul Tisdale. So credit where credit's due. Paul Warren and the team have done a really, really good job, and I just really want to give a big shout out to them because they are a really good management team to have, I think. So yeah, fair play to them, credit where it's due. If I'm going into the game here, I mean, what a first half of football that was. Scored after just 31 seconds. You could tell the lads were up for it today, and I've talked about Nathaniel Mendes-Lang. I want to give a shout out to Ben Wells here. I've always thought, ever since he joined us, that he'd always put in a really good shift and a really good effort, and it's really nice to see him come up with some important goals. I know he had the chances before he scored when he hit the post. He would have obviously hoped for that to have gone in, but he just doesn't stop trying. He doesn't stop going forward with the ball. He's been a really good signing, and just hope it continues, really. That guy does have a good work rate about him. That is not in doubt. That is for sure. I think if I'm going into the second half of the game now, it's fair to say that Bromley, they did throw everything at it. I think when you make 4 changes in the interval, you are planning to throw everything at it. But, even though we knew it was going to be difficult, boy, did we weather that storm. After they scored, Aaron Collins, just with that block, straight after they'd scored, I've had my fair share of comments on this channel about Aaron Collins' effort and his performances, both in a good way and in a more negative sort of way, but he'd only recently come on, and for him to make such a block at such an important time, I think that block was just worthy of winning the game, really. I really wanted to give a shout out to him for that, because that was important. And on the topic of player shout-outs, again, I have to give another shout-out to our goalkeeper, Craig McGillivray. I mean, look, I've said it before, I'll say it again, he's a fantastic player, and I just feel like in every game that I've watched this season, or at least almost every game I've watched this season, he just made at least one vital save pretty much each game to just help us get to where we are today. He's just capable of just winning us so many points. I can't even put my finger on how many points I think he's won us this season. But yeah, he was without doubt my player of the match. I think after Bromley scored and Aaron Collins made that block, we literally had to rely on him to just keep making saves, and he did that really well. If it wasn't for him, I think if we'd have had somebody else in goal who wasn't as good, I don't think we would have won that game today. So yeah, fair play to him. Shout out where it's due. He was the best player on the pitch today, I think. And yeah, I just feel like, since David Martin left, without trying to sound disrespectful to the goalkeepers that have come in and been the number one for us, I'm honestly just wondering, have we really seen a goalkeeper who's been as good or should I say better than Craig? Because Craig this season, it's just been like a new signing, really. He's like the League 2 Manuel Neuer. I would absolutely put it out there. The way he's played this season, he's the League 2 Manuel Neuer. I'll say it. I think even though I would have liked us to have kept a clean sheet today, if I'm going to be honest, I'm actually glad Bromley did score in the second half, because through them throwing to say the kitchen sink at us, it allowed us to see the character that Don's possessed, really. The way we were just so determined not to lose that game, or not to draw that game at least, and let Bromley score at least 1 or 2 more. That's the character that we're going to be needing really as we just go into the final 3 games of the season, as we're going to try and seek automatic promotion. That is the sort of effort, grit, determination that we're going to need to start showing. So to see the team dig deep like that and really make sure Bromley didn't score any more goals, I'm really pleased. And yeah, like I say, I'm glad Bromley scored. I'm glad we were able to see that, and I honestly feel like the lads can take so much confidence and momentum going into the last 3 games from what happened this afternoon, really. It was nice to see, really, after the last 4 games. I would absolutely say that. I'm disappointed that John Millis got a couple of quick bookings within less than 5 minutes, really. It's not really what you want to see. I know there was a bit of a brawl. I know Bromley did kind of provoke us a little bit, but you want to see players reacting a bit better than he did, so it's disappointing to see. But nonetheless, it was without doubt a really good day for the Dons. I think a few of us, certainly myself, if you watched the preview, were quite worried about today's game and how we'd get on. But if you'd have told us, if you'd have offered us a 2-1 win, we would have all happily taken it. So I don't really want to put any dampers on what was a really good result, really. Following Cambridge United's thrashing of Notts County, we are now 3 points clear again in the race for automatic promotion. And actually, if we were to beat Crewe Alexandra next Saturday, and Notts County lose at Barnet, who, as we all know, are on a pretty good run, they won again today, then actually we only need a maximum of 1 point to guarantee automatic promotion. And given our significant goal difference as well, I think I would go as far to say that if we win next Saturday and Notts County lose, then automatic promotion is pretty much guaranteed. And I think that's just a really good position to be in heading into the final 3 games after everything that's happened in the last 3 weeks, really. It was a really, really solid performance. Hopefully we can take all the confidence we need taking into the next 3 games. If we play it we did today, I think we're a match for anyone in the division. And yeah, hopefully we just go onwards and upwards now. Right, that wraps it up for today, guys. If you're still watching up to this point, thank you so much. It is incredibly appreciated. I really do mean that. If you've liked what I've said today and you've agreed with what I've said, thank you again. And if you haven't done so already, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and to leave your thoughts down below as well. It really does help me more than you'll ever know. And onwards and upwards from today. Great win. Let's really go for it now for the next 3 weeks as we come to the end of the season. And let's hope that sooner rather than later we'll be celebrating automatic promotion back to League One. Thanks again for watching, guys. Come on, you Dons!